ARC, Elite. What is the difference? Hey everybody, welcome back to another diecast review. As you can tell by my little intro, we're going to talk about the difference between the ARC and the Elite in 2019, or in this case 2018. Nothing's changed, so it's all the same. So as far as I know, there's nothing changing in 2021, but it hasn't happened yet. So anyway, what we're going to talk about is number 1, the boxes, number 2, the cars, and number 3, the details. So split them up. First things first, I'm going to do the race wins because that's just what I have. Race win number 1, this is a race win box. We got kind of custom artwork. It's green, it's white, and obviously the Cup Series ones this year are going to be black and white, but they're just, you got more colors. You do still have a render picture there, and you got a winner sticker. You got kind of all these details. You got the schedule back here, and then over here you have the tag that shows your quantity. Now, when you get to an Elite, this is, let's see, what box is this for? Oh, this has got to be that Bubba car because it won't stay closed. This is the Bubba Wallace Black Lives Matter car. Now, on this one, you'll notice no render of the car anywhere. There's actually one thing that separates this box from every other Elite box. This tag right here. One of 1,230. That's a ton, by the way. That's the only thing that separates this Elite box from a 2016 Elite box. Well, besides, of course, the number 20 there. But from any of the Elite boxes, it's just that number and this sticker. And anything from 2020, it's just the sticker. You got standard finish. Sometimes that'll be sticker difference, but the boxes are exactly the same. Now, there is also oh, no, there's not. It's on the other boxes. Never mind. There's not even detail boxes. I was looking to see if there's like a Toyota thing on here, and it does not appear so. Oh, wait, it would be GM. Don't know why I had trouble with that. Anyway, but that is it. That is all there is to the detail there. Now, part number 2. So the race wins are going to come with a race winner card, a race winner sticker, kind of some race win stuff there. The only difference, and I mean this literally, the only difference is that some will come with this right here. And if you read it, it says, this certifies the enclosed a 124 scale liquid color finished diecast. Now, this is a liquid color, but otherwise it'll say standard finished diecast is an authentic RCCA replica. RCCA, is issued this way. Okay, notice how there is no year. There is no serial number, there is no driver, there is nothing besides the finish. So if I pull a standard finish card out of any of my diecasts, and I have plenty to pull from, I can put it in any other standard finish diecast and it makes no difference. So these cards, to me, are worthless. Some people like them, that's their own choice, but to me, these things they're pointless. And they throw them in, so it's not like I'm going to complain that they threw an extra card in. But personally, to me, when someone's going to, if they were to turn a car down because it didn't have this card in there, they're a fool, because you can literally get this card from any other car. So I'm just pointing that out because I have seen some people talk about the certificate of authenticity. This is what it is. There's nothing to it. There's nothing special about it, okay? So just out there, if you're a collector and you see, say this car, this is a Richmond car. Okay, maybe not the Richmond car. Say it's the Chase Elliott Mountain Dew Kansas one. It's sitting over to my right. Okay, say it's that car. That's a car that's probably selling for, I don't know, over $250. Say somebody's selling it and it doesn't have this card, but you can get a heck of a deal on it. You can get it for 60, 70 bucks less than what the normal retail on it is right now. Buy that car. Don't be an idiot, and I'm not trying to be rude, but don't be an idiot and pass the car out for $70 difference because of this card. Okay? So that's just my advice. Don't miss it because, again, there's nothing specific about these cards. Okay, now that that's kind of a rant thing I've had going, but I also want to make sure it is very evidently clear because I have had some people ask questions about the certificate of authenticity. That's all that is. It's not really a certificate, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the diecast because this is what we're mainly looking at. Most people don't buy the cards for the boxes or the cards and the stickers and the confetti. Most people buy diecasts, shocker, for the diecast, okay? So, we're going to start with the ARC. ARC, we've got posable wheels. We have a cloth window net. Roof flaps open, and the hood opens, okay? So these are what we're going to have as our features, okay? There's our engine inside. We'll look at the details later, but feature-wise, roof flaps, posable wheels, hood open. That's it. That's pretty much, excuse me, I don't know why I got so much air. Gotta stop drinking so much dew. Anyway, that is the features. That's what we have, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the other car, the Elite. The Elite car, moving front suspension, moving rear suspension, posable wheels, cloth window net. There's also a little mirror right up here on the post. It's hard to see because it's kind of tucked in there, but there is a mirror on that post. We have an opening trunk. We have opening roof flaps, just like the other car. We have antenna holes up here on the roof. And then we also do have engine detail, or an opening hood, and the engine detail stuff. So as far as the things that make them different, in terms of the chassis, everything. In terms of the body. So if you've never taken a diecast apart, you can pull the shell off, which is the whole body, and then the chassis, the wheels, the cockpit, all that stuff. If you pull them apart, the shell or the body, the only difference between this one and this one, there's 2 holes in the roof for antennas. That's it. That's the only difference. You can add hinges, trunk hinges, to any ARC. Okay, I've done that before. I've had a video in the past. I can make another one later. But the point is, you can add the hinges, and you can add the other chassis. I could pull this chassis off and put it under this car. Okay, so the body, the shell, the only difference between ARC and Elite is those right there. So if you're ever desperate and you really want that Elite, you want that heavier car, you want the details, the fresh stuff, okay, you can go out and get an Elite of, in this case, Toyota, anything from 2018 to now, any Elite, and you can use it on an ARC like this one. If you want a Chevy, you got to get a Chevy. I don't know if the Camaros in 2020 fit the old chassis. I haven't tried it yet, so I haven't needed to, but I got to check. Ford, I believe you have to stick with the Mustang. I believe usually you want to do that anyway. They tend to fit better. But I think the Fusion and the Mustang have different chassis, if I'm not mistaken. So I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But for sure, if you get 2 Mustangs, they should work. Or 2 Camrys, they should work. So that's what your difference is as far as being able to turn an ARC that's light and flimsy to an Elite. Now this one wouldn't have antennas, but you know what? That's a small sacrifice to make. And that's because some of these, like, this one I haven't found an Elite. I can't find Kyle Busch's 2018 Coke 600 car in Elite. So I may eventually settle on an ARC and swap it out. Okay, now let's get on to the chassis. What really makes the difference? All right, underneath. Well, that's pretty much all there is to see. We got our wheels here, all plastic. We do have some tailpipes that are kind of external, and the rest of it is plastic all the way to the front of the car. The entire undercarriage is a massive piece of plastic, okay? Now, for the Elite, we get underneath this car. We have got an entire working and functioning rear suspension. Moves and wiggles and all that, and you got all these individual pieces, painted, colored, it's all there. You have our tailpipes, all individual. You can see we got the transmission in here. You got the drive shaft up there. You've got the details that go up into the engine. You can see this is not all plastic. This is clear. There are individual pieces up inside this engine that give it extra detail. So that's our undercarriage difference. And the biggest one, metal chassis, metal. So this car is much heavier. You pick up these cars, this is a heavier car. All right, now the number, I don't say number 1. There's number 2 difference, or the one that is second most notable. There's actually one that's more. Is the engine detail. Oop, bumped my tripod there. Trying to get this hood open far enough, but it's getting a little difficult. So underneath, there you see the red valve. Oh man, if I can get the lighting in there to work good enough. But we do have the red valve covers in there, and the other pieces like that. But you know what? We're going to have to get this off the tripod. We just can't do it. All right, let's get in there. Let's get in there really far. So, there, well, let's see. I'm trying to get a good angle. This hood does not open far enough. That's kind of a problem with these Toyotas. The Fords open pretty good, and I think so do the Chevys. But there you can kind of see... Gosh, I got to get my phone, clean up in there. There, I'm using the focus tool, but you can see these are individual pieces. And if you look down, you can see the table down in through there. And it's kind of hard to tell. Let me try doing this way. Ooh, that's ugly. There we go. Okay. So now that the hood's open, you can see through the car, okay? So you can see there's definitely some gaps in there. When you can see the hood up there, through this gap here, you can see the hood, Toyota, you can see some logos, right? Now with the ARC, you can't do that. It's all blocked. It's all plastic. You get into the top of the hood, you can see right there. It is just a plastic block. Let's get in here real close. There we go. It's a little fuzzy. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it to focus, but it is not wanting to cooperate with me right now. The lighting is going goofy and all that stuff. But there you can see it is a plastic block. You pick it up, you go like this. You can kind of see from the side. Let's go back to autofocus, see if I can get it to work that way. There you go, from the side. You can see it's just a plastic block off the side of the car there. So very, very solid piece in the engine. That is a big pet peeve for me. I like detail. I'm a fan of it. Okay, so that is our big difference in the engine compartment. Now, go ahead and get my phone back on here. Last thing we're going to look at, interior. So, first thing you can know, and this will work any car post 2013. Actually, it's partway through 2012 it swapped. The Daytona 500 car had a white, we'll get into this, but the 2012 Daytona car and the 2012 Coke 600 car, very different. So, here's the big difference. Right off the bat, you can see them from the front. There's nothing you see in the body, nothing you see here. But you can notice right in here, I see a white bar, and a white bar inside that roll cage. In the Elites, they're all black. So the color is different. So in other words, you can tell by any picture on eBay, if somebody puts a picture of just this car on eBay, and they didn't put a box, and you can't see up here to see if there's antenna holes, you're having some trouble. Well, number one thing to look at, right there, is that color black or white. Now, I've seen people that will pull their cars apart and color this bar in black, so don't get fooled. You want to check for sure, but that is a way to at least be willing to check. You see it look like this, you know it is not an Elite in any of the Gen 6 cars. If it's got a white bar there, not an Elite. If it has a black bar here, it has a chance of being Elite. Again, people can color them, but if they don't, and they're looking white, there's no way you can turn black to white. At least not like that. And frankly, I don't see why anyone would. So if you see the white, you know it's an ARC. But if someone has, RCCA Elite in the title because they didn't know what they were listing, I think I've done it once. It has the white bar, they're wrong. Because, I think I've made that mistake on titling. I knew the difference, but I think I rushed when I made the title. But then, again, if you see black, you might want to double check still, just to make sure that it wasn't colored in. Because, again, I'm one of those people that would do that. But then you go into the right side. And as you can tell, oh, man, I don't know if I can get close enough. Come on. Yeah, it's going to be tough. We're going to have to pull this off the tripod again. All right, so when you get inside the right side window, oh, there we go. Look at that, guys. I didn't know you could get in there like this. So you can see there's a digital dash in there, there's our steering wheel, there's our seat, and then black posts kind of around the top of the roll cage and then through the side. Alright, now let's go to the ARC. Because you're going to notice something about this ARC. It's exactly the same except for the posts. Exactly the same. So in other words, you take an ARC and you color the posts in, and somehow you color the trunk in. Obviously that's a feature that's not there, but you could have the same looking car just by coloring them in, because everything else is the same. The window net's the same. Everything but the bar color on part of the chassis is the same. The seat, the steering wheel, the dash, all of that is the same. So that is our biggest difference in... Ooh, look at that. That's a light error right there. It was really sucking in light to try to make it so you could see that, though, wasn't it? So that is the biggest difference between the ARC and the Elite on the interior side. As I said, there's the trunk, metal chassis, and the interior. Now, again, I prefer Elite. I like a good heavy car. I like the detail. I like the features. Now, this car here, though, in the modern era, runs you $88. This one runs you like $56, I want to say. $88, $56. You can get a lot more of these than these, okay? So I totally understand people that decide to go for this. It's not my preference, but I get it. Because again, the look of the car is literally that bar from the outside, and then a little white bar there, and that's it. That's it. That is the only difference from the outside. Of course, antennas too. But when it comes to detail, that's where the ARC will suffer. So that is the difference. That is where you can make your call as far as what you like to collect, what you want in your collection. I used to, with the Gen 4 cars, collect kind of Elites for specifics, and then once they made the change, I decided to just go all Elite. and I might switch and go back to ARC. The problem is I can't. I haven't brought myself to liking these lighter cars yet, but maybe I'll come around someday, so that way I can get a few more die-casts, or maybe I don't want them. My shelves are full already. So anyway, that is the difference between the two. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please ask any questions you have down below. I will try to answer all of them, as long as the comments stay relatively normal. If I suddenly have more than like 50 comments, or even frankly 40 comments, which I normally don't get, I might have trouble answering them all, so feel free to ask twice. I try to answer within like a 2-day period, but yes, ask any questions below. I will try to answer them. Other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've learned something, and if you have any questions, do put them below. So thanks for watching. This has been Race Craze, and we'll see you in the next diecast review.